T. How's it going?
I'm doing good, brother. How are you?
I'm doing great. Thank you very much for taking time to do this interview.
Of course.
Well, it's great to be able to talk to you again and be able to promote some brand new music from Tokyo Motor Fist. We got to talk on the first album cycle, and it was so awesome to be able to do that. And it's great to be able to see that the sophomore album, Lions, is coming out July 10th through Frontiers Music.
Yes, it is. We can't wait. I can't wait for the world to hear this record. Tokyo Motor Fist, we're on round number 2 with the record making progress with the band, and that says something right there in this day and age. And luckily we finished the record right before the pandemic broke out. But what I can say with all of my heart and soul is this is my greatest artistic work to date, and the band, I think Ted, Greg, and Chuck would agree with me with that this is a fantastic record, and we just can't wait for the world to hear it.
Yeah, and I have to agree with you as well. I mean, I absolutely love the first Tokyo Motor Fist album. I love the combination of what you guys can do together, but this album with Lions, I mean, it feels like everything is the way that it's supposed to be. I mean, just like I can tell that you guys work so hard on this album, and everything sounds so refined, and it just makes for a perfect album from start to finish.
Yeah, I mean, luckily, the first and foremost, Tokyo Motor Fist is a real band. We're not one of these Frontiers fake band put together supergroup. We're guys who grew up together. We've known each other we've known each of us for over 30 years. We've all been friends and, rocking in the same circles, if you will. So that really says something, and that's with the chemistry. So we enjoy being together because we do play live together, we rehearse together, and we make records together. So I think that shows in the end result, and especially on the new record, Lions. I mean, again, I'm so proud of this record, track for track. If you ask me what my favorite song is, I can't give you an answer because I love all of them. I think it's my greatest guitar work to date, and again, the guys just up their ante, up their game, up their level 100%, and they all gave all that they had to make this record fantastic.
Oh, and it's so great to hear that too. I mean, just knowing how busy all 4 of you are with everything else. I mean, when you get together and you're able to bring the band back, and you're even stronger than ever this time around. I mean, it's so great to be able to see that everyone just gave their all in this. And yes, your songwriting here is just absolutely incredible. I mean, whether it's just the solid riffs that you're doing, the solos, no matter what it is, I mean, I can just hear it that your heart and soul is going into every note that's being played.
Yeah, without a doubt. I totally gave it my all. And again, being that I'm the producer, songwriter, engineer, and everything, I have that ability. And that's the greatest thing about having a home studio. When I, back in the Trickster days, like I said, the house that I live in a beautiful house up in northern New Jersey here on a lake. I have a great life. But my one goal in life, I always wanted my version of 5150, if you will, like Eddie Van Halen at 5150. So I have the Mojo Vegas Recording Company, aka 6160. And having my own studio, back in the day, a lot of rock stars, when they made money like we did with Trickster, they would go out and buy a Ferrari or a Corvette or a boat or whatnot. I chose to buy a recording studio, and it's the greatest investment that I ever made in my life. And having that enables me to really fine-tune what I want to do and get the end result that I want to get. I always found in making records back in the Trickster days that when other people were in control of engineering and producing, it never sounded, though I'm happy with the way those records sound, it never was 100% for me. So finally now, on my last couple releases with the last 2 Trickster records and the 2 Tokyo Motor Fist records, I'm finally at a place where I'm just ecstatic about the production work that I'm doing.
Oh, yeah. And, even from the first Tokyo Motor Fist album, I mean, I can hear that step up in production value that's going on here with Lions. I mean, when you were going in between there, I mean, did you have any idea of how you were going to do the production compared to the first album, or did it come out natural like this?
Well, it's I have a system that I have here in my studio that I've been doing probably for the last 20 years. How I make records and how I make like the last 2 Trickster records that were on Frontiers, Human Era and New Audio Machine, or these 2 Tokyo Motor Fist records. Basically what I do is I make a solo record where I don't make demos. I basically give the guys finished versions of the songs, and I tell everybody, I tell Ted, Greg, and Chuck, take these songs, put your own personality into it, and take them to another level. So I give them a pretty solid, idea of what I want, and then everybody else puts their own 2 cents in, and that's what makes it a band effort, really, as opposed to being a solo record. Ted putting his voice on, though he's basically singing what I give him to sing, his unique phrasing and melody, some of the changes that he does with melodies and adding unique things are what make it a Tokyo Motorfest song. What Greg does with the bass lines is unique to him and the way he plays, and that's what makes this, again, like I said, it is a true band effort for as much as I write and produce it. So I have my way of doing things, and it's just pretty much the same. The biggest difference with this record and the last Tokyo Motorfest record was that at the end, I was so ecstatic about the record and how great it was, and the direction and the message, of course, of Lions. And we'll get into that later. But I knew that I could take this to a higher level if I brought in my good friend and sometimes bandmate Bruno Ravel from Danger Danger, The Defiance, to help me mix it. And he's one of the most talented people I've ever worked with in the music business. An unbelievable bass player, songwriter, producer, engineer. He's a big influence on me because we do a lot of the same stuff. So I brought it to him and basically said, man, I want it to sound like a cross between, Van Halen 1, Def Leppard Hysteria, and Dr. Feelgood by Motley Crue. And I think that's what we achieved for this. And I got to give a shout out to Bruno because he was the one who really took it to another level. And then we had it mastered by Maor Applebaum out in California, who's a phenomenal mastering engineer. And again, it's those little things that we didn't have on the last record that I think sonically take it to another place, another level up.
Oh, I couldn't agree more. I mean, especially when you do so much work in the band and then the other guys are able to fill out and be able to add their own spin to it. When you're able to get someone else to be able to help with the mixing, helping with the mastering, and just making sure that all of the sounds that you were able to produce sound the best that they possibly can. I mean, again, when I look at the first Tokyo Motorfest album and then I look at Lions, I can just hear that natural progression of everything that's going on from the instrumentation all the way to the mastering. And it's great to be able to see those attentions to detail that's going on with everything. And yeah, again, it's just an amazing album from start to finish.
Well, thank you. And that's the goal, and listen, man, I'm old school. I grew up in the 70s, and I'm still a big believer, as we all know, the music business nowadays, as people say, it's all about streaming. It's all about songs. No one cares about full records anymore. I think that's a bunch of bullshit. I think the real, true, tried and true rock and roll fans, especially fans of the melodic rock AOR genre, as we're in with Frontiers Records, they still believe in the concept of a record. And that's what this is. So for me, I've always been about every song counts, every note counts, every vocal part counts, every drum beat counts. And that's what you get on this record. From top to bottom, from Youngblood to the end of Winner Takes All, every track is unique in its own right, and every song on this record is great. There are no fillers and no throwaway tracks on this record.
Oh, absolutely, for sure. And I know every time that I've gotten the chance to be able to check out this album, I immediately want to be able to go back and replay it again because it feels so natural to go from Winner Takes All to back to Youngblood again because the album just has that great feel behind it. And of course, when you got so many different things that are going on there, obviously you got the core sound of what Tokyo Motorfest is, but every song has its own attention to detail, its own great lyrics, and yeah, there's so much ebb and flow throughout this album that you do want to just keep listening to it.
Yeah, well, that's, again, like I said, with what I believe a record is and what a record means, I believe that the pacing, the track, the track, what do I call it? The lineup of the songs, the way each song goes into each other, it just flows perfectly. And again, like I said, and getting to the message Alliance, this is the feel-good record of the year, rock record of the year. And the meaning of the record Lions and the title track is what this world needs right now. We need more people in the world to be lions, to be leaders, to do something, to help help make a change, and we can all do that as one world. And and especially all the fucked up stuff that's going on in this country right now, this record is much needed for everyone. And I think anybody who hears this record, when you listen to it from start to finish, it's going to brighten your day, and that's the goal of it.
Oh yeah, and that's absolutely how I felt about the first album as well too. I mean, every song, it just gives me this great smile on my face. And I mean, when I go to Lions and I'm able to hear this, and especially just like you said, when it comes to the lyrics, I mean, this is such a feel-good album. I mean, between every single song, no matter the tempo, no matter the style, I mean, everything about it just gives me a great smile on my face, and I enjoy listening to it for that reason, because we need some positivity that's going on with the world and how 2020 has been so far. We need something to make us get through things, and Lions is that kind of album where you can do that musically.
I believe so wholeheartedly, and it's ironic how I wrote this record. The songs were written way before the pandemic broke out, but a lot of the lyrics, the lyrics to the song Youngblood, I wrote for my daughters and for my nephews and for the youth of America and the youth of the world. That the Youngblood, the one line in it, there ain't nothing in the world that you can't do, and that kind of says it all. So for the youth of America, they need to still have hopes and dreams, no matter how bleak the situation looks. A lot of these kids had to spend their senior years, their end of school years. That my daughter finished up sophomore year of college at home. She didn't want to do that. My little daughter, 7 years old, she finished first grade the second half of her year at home. She didn't get to see her friends. It's not fair. But no matter what, you still got to have a positive outlook. That what I believe, and I believe with this music, people are going to see that there is going to be light at the end of the tunnel, and in a couple of years, the world, and especially America, we're going to be a better place for all of this confusion right now.
Oh, I couldn't agree more. And yeah, and what I'm thinking about that as well too, just like thinking about that positivity and being able to think of that strength. That's exactly what I think of when I'm looking at the album cover as well too, because the colors are so vivid, and then when you see the line out in front and it just has that pride that's going on there and that strength, I mean, it really gives you that feeling of positivity right from that alone.
Oh yeah. Well, that's the album cover and the album artwork was something that I came up with the concept of it, and I wanted to show the strength. To me, a lion is one of the most beautiful animals, and it represents strength, power, positivity. And it's a way of life. I live my life. I am a lion. My joke lately to everybody is, though sometimes I'm a part-time Def Leppard, the way I live my life, I'm a full-time lion. So, it's kind of a joke, but there's a lot of truth to that in the sense of the way I take care of my family, protect my family. And, I think that's a message that people need to follow, and that they need to be more powerful in their thoughts and what they do in life. You just don't stand around and be sheep. Be a lion and do something and make something for yourself, for your friends, for your family, most importantly.
Oh, it's such a true statement as well too, and especially when we're going through a year like this. I mean, when we do eventually come out the other side, there's no better time to be able to really progress as yourself and as human beings, and being able to do everything that we need to be able to become strong as we possibly can be. And it's like, if we can get through everything that's going on right now, we can get through anything. And just being able to have that positivity and that reinforcement, especially when it comes through the entire album of Lions. I mean, wherever you get that positivity from, it's a great thing to be able to hear that there are other people out there that do care, that want everyone to be able to succeed and be able to triumph over everything that's going on right now. And just hearing that musically through this is just an amazing thing to hear.
It is, and that's the goal of it. And that's why I think this record is so important for everybody to hear. And I thank guys like you who are supporting it and getting the word out there, because again, the melodic rock community is great and powerful and loud and proud, as I like to say. And again, I just cannot, and the guys speaking for the band itself, we cannot wait for the world to hear this record. People have been waiting a long time. We just got done with 2 fabulous shows in February. We were able to, before the pandemic broke out, we were able to do 2 shows on the Monsters of Rock cruise. We played one one of the new songs, Decadence on 10th Street. It went over phenomenally. People loved it. And so we are just, again, so stoked for everybody to hear this record.
Oh, that is so great to hear that too. And yeah, I mean, eventually when things are able to get back to some kind of normalcy, I mean, it's going to be amazing to hear what these songs are going to sound like in that live setting, because every song on this album just feels like it'd be an absolute great hit to be able to hear live.
Yeah, well, I mean, look, you know, again, getting back to what I said before about the band, it is a real band. We play live shows. You know, unfortunately, we had dates booked for the rest of the year this year that looks like they might happen, but I don't think so. We were supposed to go to Japan in November. That's postponed till 2021. So, you know, look, we have to just look at it like this. Tokyo Motor Fest, when the time is right, the world, and especially in America, is going to see us play live. And again, to play some of these songs for our fans and in a live environment, we're really going to be able to take them to another level, I think.
Oh, I couldn't agree more. And, you know, I gotta imagine that's going to be so much fun too. I mean, especially when you got 2 full albums of material to be able to play live and being able to switch around songs and, you know, being able to have that material being able to be stacked up and have returning fans being able to come out and see you guys live. And, you know, just the fact that that fan base is building and you guys are progressing so much as a band. I mean, it's so exciting to see that.
It is. And you know what? I mean, you know, we're not the youngest kids on the block, if you know what I mean. You know, I'm going to be 50 in 2 weeks, and, you know, Greg, Chuck, and Ted are a lot older than I am. So, you know, the good news is we still get that feeling like we're kids again, you know, and we still get excited, and there's that youthful enthusiasm that we have at any age, and that's because of the music, you know, and that's a great, you know, look, we all know the power of laughter. You know, laughter is the best medicine, and I always say music is the best medicine as well. So, you know, and Tokyo Motor Fest, we definitely, you know, do a lot of things with a wink and a smile, if you know what I mean. You know, we're not here trying to cure cancer or anything like that. We're not brain surgeons. We're not trying to solve all the world's problems. All we're trying to do is bring some happiness to people, whether it's in a 2-hour rock show or whether it's in a 45-minute listening session of our music or watching our music videos. We're here to bring happiness and joy to people all around the world and the music fans all around the world.
And the reason I love hearing that so much is because I hear it in the tone of your voice. You're 100% authentic when you're talking about this. And, you know, none of this is fake positivity or fake happiness. I mean, I can tell this is coming straight from the heart of all of you guys. And it's just so great to be able to see that, because there is a lot of fake things that are going on, you know, kind of like what you alluded to in the beginning. I mean, you know, all around the world, music, everything. And when you're able to put on something authentic and it has that great positive feeling behind it, I think it really affects your whole day in a better way, because when you hear some great music, when you really care about music and you have something that really means something to you and it hits you right in the heartstrings, it's just going to make your day so much better. And between all of these songs, I mean, every single song can do that for anybody with Lions.
Yeah, it's true. And, you know, the one thing about us is we don't phone anything in. This isn't again, I'm getting back to some of these bands and some of these projects that come out where you can obviously tell that band members and players are phoning it in, if you know what I mean. They're just doing it to make money. I know there's some of these bands out there that are on these, you know, on these labels, these super groups, if you will, that the main guys don't even write the songs. They have somebody else write the songs for them and they play. It's obvious that it's a cash grab. This is done 100% from the heart, because we ain't making a lot of money doing this. Luckily, I've been blessed with a very successful career. I don't do anything for money anymore. I do everything for the love of the music and for the love of the craft, writing songs, producing records, playing guitar. I mean, I'm still a little kid when it comes to playing guitar. I practice every day. I still practice my singing every day. I keep myself in fabulous shape because I care. And that's at the end of the day. That, just what you said, it comes through in the music. And I think people are going to hear the difference in this record as opposed to some of the other things that are out there. And that's really what it's about. It's music that comes from the heart because, again, I don't phone anything in. Anytime I sign my name to a contract that I'm going to put out a record, you better damn well know you're going to get 200% a great product. And that's what you got here.
Oh, and there's no better way to be able to end our talk here than being able to hear that as well, too. I mean, that's such a great mission statement behind everything that you do. And it's such an amazing feeling from the fan perspective, knowing that you are able to have a family, raise a family, and be able to still make amazing music, being able to invest in yourself, and it paid off so much. I mean, whether you're able to play with other bands, whether you're able to create your own bands, whether you're filling in, whether you're doing anything. I mean, the fact that you still have that love and passion for music, for your family, being able to take care of yourself, and for life in general, it's just such a great thing to be able to see that. And of course, all of that is so much covered on Lions, which of course is coming out July 10th through Frontiers Music. It's easily the most authentic album that I've heard in 2020, and it's just so great to be able to hear that. It's been great to be able to talk to you again, and again, just hearing from the tone of your voice, that positivity that's coming through there, it's affecting my day for the better too, because that positivity just flows through people, and when they get that positivity, it just makes them feel so much better. So I thank you for that as well.
Oh man, well thank you, and to all the listeners out there, I'm celebrating the 30th anniversary of the debut Trickster album, so here I am 30 years later as a national artist performing all around the world. I still get to make great records and talk to people like you who are still supporting and loving the music. So to all the fans out there, know that I love you from the bottom of my heart, and keep supporting all the bands out there. You guys need to keep buying the t-shirts, buying the tickets, buying the records, download, stream. You got to keep supporting it so we can keep making the music that you guys love.